medical terms, it's a graft reconstruction of the ulnar collateral ligament of the elbow, but nobody calls it that.
Tommy John is a remarkable story. You may have heard it before, but it bears repeating. Most people thought he was through with baseball. The doctors decided to experiment.
Pitcher, Tommy John.
If you got injured and you tore ligament or you tore labrum, your career was basically over.
They maybe tried to rehab it, tried to come back, but maybe weren't ever the same. They just had no options.
And will likely require Tommy John surgery.
Torn elbow ligament will require Tommy John surgery.
More than 500 pitchers have had the same unique operation
of the Tommy John surgery, which should be called the Frank Jobe surgery.
Tommy John gets him in order.
I first hurt my elbow at 13, going from little league distance to major league distance. As I got into minor league ball, I kept having elbow problems right on the tip of that bone, right there. And back then, you never said anybody, oh, my arm's sore. You just kept pitching.
Now Tommy John of the White Sox is on.
I pitched a shutout, and the next day I got up and my arm is like this. For me to brush my teeth, I put my arm on the sink, and I did this with, because I could not move my arm.
I was a medic with the 101st Airborne Division, and I was only 18 years old at the time, and they kept saying to me, what are you going to do when you get out? Well, I hadn't even thought about it then. I just finished high school, and they said, you got to have a plan. And I said, okay, I'll be a doctor. I became a physician for the Dodgers. That was really an offer from heaven almost.
July 17th, 1974, I'm pitching against the Montreal Expos. I get right to the point where you're going to throw, and I felt this pain in my elbow like I've never had in my life.
The ball went in the stands, and everybody looked, what in the world happened to him?
When I shake my arm, get the ball back, and I throw again, and the same pain, and the ball goes home plate.
It was not a pitch, it was just a fluky throw.
I go, time. I walk off the mound, Walt Alston's coming this way, and I said, Walter, I've hurt my arm, get somebody in.
I saw him walk off the pitching mound right there, walk right into the clubhouse. I didn't know what was wrong with him or anything.
You're talking 1974. There's no MRIs, no CT scans. All they have is x-rays. Well, they x-ray my arm and the bone is fine. There's no chips, anything. They take my forearm and they go, and they open it up like this. And he goes, whoa, that's a little too much.
And so he had torn the stabilizing forces in the inside of his elbow.
I thought when it was done that I was the most unlucky SOB in the world.
Usually what we did with people like that was to say, try to get a good job when you get back home. In his case, he said, I'm not going to do that. I want you to fix it. Well, want me to fix it? How am I going to fix it? I don't know how.
He was a friend first and a doctor second.
This was not only a #1 player, it was my friend. I thought about taking a tendon transfer from someplace else and doing it because I've done a few of those before when I was at Rancho Los Amigos and operated on some polio patients.
He said, you may throw one pitch and it just goes, you know, like a spring.
When he'd ask me, what are my chances? I told him probably 1 in 100.
He would not BS me.
Really, I just said that because I didn't know any better.
But he said, I can tell you 100%, if you do not have it, you'll never pitch Major League Baseball again. He said, what are you going to do if you can't play baseball again? I said, I don't know.
Then one day in the office, he looked at me and he said, let's do it.
We did a tendon transfer. We took a tendon, the palmaris longus, which runs down the inside of the forearm, transferred that tendon over to the left arm using drill holes in the bone. We fashioned another ligament, tied it as tightly as we could, holding the arm together.
It was the most groundbreaking surgery in baseball history. He had no idea how long it was going to take, nor did I. I hedged my bets. I called my buddy Hoyt Wilhelm, a master of the knuckleball. And I told him, I said, Sarge, I may be coming down to live with you and Peg for a winter so we can work on a knuckleball. If this surgery doesn't work, most of my teammates, Garvey, Say, Russell, all those guys, that they would look at me and just shake their head. They thought it was a waste of time. But I found out the more I threw, the better I felt.
He pitched in a game 1 year after the surgery. 1 year and a day, I think it was.
I didn't know if I could throw the ball over the plate.
But each pitch, I sat on the edge of my seat. Is he going to come apart? Is that going to hold?
I started 7 times in 28 days. Every 4 days, I was on the mound.
And as you recall, he won about 10 games the next year. The next year, he won 20. We've got something here if it doesn't come apart.
I said it was a good thing it wasn't Billy Gabarkowitz who got the operation. We'd hate to call it the Gabarkowitz operation.
I don't understand why they call it Tommy John surgery. It should be the Jobe surgery.
He has 2 first names, Tommy and John. It kind of rolls off your tongue.
He just got tired of saying it's the ulnar collateral ligament replacement surgery with the palmaris longus tendon.
You know, I think he's kind of proud of the fact that his name is in the medical literature now, isn't it? The name of a good procedure that's turned out to be outstanding.
The game that will stand out in my mind forever was 1977 in the playoffs, Dodgers-Phillies. I pitched 9 innings in a pouring down rainstorm. I won the game 4-1. Lasorda kept saying, how you feeling? I said, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I struck out Bake McBride to end the game.
And the Dodgers have won the 1977 National League Championship.
And that was where I knew, yeah, up yours.
Asked me if I think Frank Jobe should be in the Hall of Fame, and I said I certainly do, because what he did medically changed the face of baseball. There is no person on the earth that is more deserving for an honor than Dr. Frank Wilson Jobe. Thank you.
Did I set out to do a revolutionary procedure? No. I just was trying to fix his elbow so he could pitch.
I was the first one that had the surgery, and I'm kind of proud of the fact that I came back from it. You know, when it's all said and done, I did win 288 ball games. I would love to be remembered for that. But being the Tommy John surgery, that's going to be forever. And I'll take that on my tombstone.